But now we
There
have
we
our captions
go.
open.
Yeah.
We're
Success.
professionals.
This is how you know we are professionals, because we announce frequently that we are professionals.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. First and foremost, hey, thanks for the raid, Gnome. That was pretty cool.
Gamora.
Gamora to all of you. We got Werewolf in the building. We got all the best people.
Love.
So anyway, let's get on to the more important stuff, which is we got an awesome guest today. Not that we don't always have awesome guests, but I'm a particular fan of this guest.
No. Today it's extra awesome.
Today it's extra awesome because I get the GM this guest, and when you see like a big Minotaur fighter, you do not expect who you get with their character. So, so let's say hello to our guest today. Zelda, what's up? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, hello. Well, I go by Zelda. I'm non-binary. My pronouns are they, them. I like to consider that I am a individual who is often busy. And that could be because I podcast. I've got a couple of shows. You can catch me on the Broadswords as Maypri. I'm the host of Anime Attaché, a podcast where we talked about the first season of our favorite anime. I'm a player in Power Play. I'm currently going to be another player in a show that has a title that I can't remember, but it'll be coming out on the One Shot Network soon. I've guested on at least 3 other podcasts in the past month, whose names, honestly, you'll have to follow me on Twitter to figure out. I'm a regular tabletop streamer. I stream for Origins Game Fair. I stream for Kobold Press. I play a wonderful game of Dungeons and Dragons with Anita and Noir. I'm the community manager for Adventurers League. I sleep as well.
Do you though? Like, that's the question. Do you actually sleep?
Surprisingly, that's all I do. Like, if my hobby was sleeping, that would be it.
Like, I aspire to be as busy as you are. Like, I think that's the name of the game.
Oh my gosh.
The first time I heard of you actually was because of Broadswords. I have tons of friends that are just huge fans of it. I still need to. It's one of the. It's my guilty show in the sense that like I keep meaning to get into it, but I haven't found it.
You want to know a secret, Noir?
Yeah.
I don't listen to actual play podcasts. Not a single one. Not a single one. The amount that I've played in, I can't count on my fingers, but I don't listen to them. So it's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you.
I listened to like maybe 2 or 3, but I really need to do better. There's a couple that I slipped and fell into and got addicted. But yeah, it's hard when you're doing so many of them because
that's the struggle. It's either you consume the media or you make the media. I don't know these people that can do both. They are gods.
Do you ever watch your own stuff?
No. No.
Legit.
Nor do I listen to it because I don't like to hear my own voice.
The only time I listen to my own stuff is when, like, it's only when I'm GMing. It is like, what was the name of that NPC again?
Oh my god, was it Gafir too? Gafir Jr.?
I was like, what is his name? I know I said it.
Gafir Jr.
And the last thing you want is like somebody to hit you in the comments. Like, that's not what you said at first.
Actually.
So what's the name of the
don't do this to me.
other Vastetti that's following us around?
Hold on, you think you slick, but hold on. Ernesto Silvestri.
I would never remember that.
Or as you all call him, the Greasy Kitty. I got my notes on Decky.
Alan the Greasy Kitty! Yes!
So let me ask you, how did you get into doing all these actual plays? Like, how did you get into Broadswords?
Oh gosh. So, 4 years ago, the first podcast I ever listened to that was Dungeons and Dragons was The Adventure Zone. It was pretty cool. You know, I had like 2 friends to talk to about it. One I worked with and I thought he was really weird, so I didn't actually want to talk to him. And then I also happened to be on this Facebook group because we're talking back in 2017 now. Right? It was a different
Before
time.
times.
Different time, kids. So I was in this group called XX Fitness, and it had traveled from a subreddit on Reddit. It was like women who were into fitness, and they moved to a group so we could like be a little bit more personable. And then that eventually branched off into like some subsections for like people who read books that also happen to lift, people who play games that happen to lift. So I was obviously into the game ones. I don't read books. I do. And there I met Victoria, Kristen, and Tracy. We all played a game of Star Trek Edge of the Empire with some other people, and it was weird. All I remember was a Twi'lek bathhouse and one of our players wanting to romance all of the Twi'leks. And I'm just like, I just wanted to hang out in the sand. What's happening? So my experience wasn't great, but I still knew like the Adventure Zone, like those boys make D&D sound cool. So Victoria reached out to 3 of the people out of that, I think 3 out of like the 6 people that played in that game. And they were like, hey, y'all have listened to the Adventure Zone. You have voices that would be good on a podcast. Let's make a D&D podcast. I've never played D&D in my life when they reached out to me. But of course I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then we made a podcast, and it was rough in the beginning. I used my microphone backwards. I didn't understand how to build a character. I refused to do any actual combat. Like, if you listen to the first 3 episodes, it's bad. Like, it sounds like I'm talking through a tin can, and I don't even know how to roll my own dice. Like, do I just put them on the ground? Do I shake? What happens? So, and then somehow things got better.
I mean, I think that's the understatement of the century, because Broadswords is like, it's that podcast now. Like, you guys are up there with, I would dare say, with Adventure Zone Land.
That's the goal.
I have not watched, read, or listened to any of Adventure Land.
If you like the Adventure
Land,
you'll like the Adventure Zone.
I like them well enough. It's just,
they're cool boys. I got to do a podcast convention with a couple of them, and I did a panel with what's the weird one, Justin. Griffin would not talk to anybody. He was such a like he's anxious. That's the best way I could put it. It's not that he was weird, he was anxious. So like when we're in like the back room, like waiting to be called out, he was just like on his laptop, goblin mode, not looking at anybody. So I didn't interact with him. But Justin, I did a panel with. I don't remember a single thing that I said on the panel, except that I was nervous. And then afterwards I ran away. And I got caught in the elevator with the dad. What is his name? Clint. Thank you. You know your stuff, Anita. Thank you. So it was just Clint and I in the elevator. I'm not making eye contact because I'm trying to like not swallow my heart. And he turns to me. He puts an arm on my shoulder and he was like, "You were hilarious. I thought you were fantastic up there with my son." I was like, what? Me? No. And I tried not to cry. And then I ran away as soon as I got onto the next floor. Wasn't my floor, but that's okay. So I have a soft spot.
To get adopted and be a set for life.
Right? I couldn't handle the kindness though. Like there was no need to for him to be so sweet. He could have been like, "You were fucking trash up there. My son was the only one that was good." And instead he just said really, really kind words. And that's always going to be like
B. McElroy.
The long lost sibling.
You know what? I think the loss of Zelda would be, Zelda just sounds too dope.
It's too iconic. May I share a quick story about my legal middle name as well? So Zelda's my legal middle name. I wasn't born with it though. Yes. I was not born with it.
Oh, okay.
I went through foster care growing up. So when I was like 16, I was like, fuck this noise. I need to be emancipated. And so in order to do that, I had to sign a bunch of documents. I didn't have like a birth certificate. I could barely prove that I was like an actual human in the system. So we eventually sorted some stuff out. And then at the very end, I had to sign a bunch of documents. And it was like, you can pick a brand new name, middle name, and last name right now if you want. Like you could switch it all up. And it was a lot of stress for little 16-year-old me. So the two things I loved in life at that age, because like, God, I'm born in 91. So if I was 16, it's early 2000s, like super early 2000s. It was a weird time. The two middle names I was torn between was Zelda and Skywalker. I am so glad I didn't choose Skywalker.
One aged perfectly.
Right?
One is a timeless name, and one is just...
I would have been shit on. I wouldn't be able to exist. Like the fans would have just slaughtered me. It wouldn't have been okay. So I'm glad I made the right choice.
My brother, and B.
Oh! It sounds so perfect. Oh, thank you, Husha.
I just had to call that one out because that was pretty good.
Oh, that
We
makes me
need to
so
get
happy.
you guesting on their podcast just for that intro.
Now I feel like I need to reach out to them and ask. Like, because of all the work that we've done with the broadswords too, like, Travis is the only brother that talks to me. So it works. I have one in. I got one. He's the brother that thinks that I'm not too weird to still talk to, and I appreciate it.
Oh my god. So like, I'd imagine since you went to a podcast convention, you've been to a convention where like people know you.
It was so weird.
What's that
It was
like?
so weird. Minding my own business, trying to run away as I do, and I would have like adult beings, like humans, not aliens, be like, "Oh, hey, are you B Zelda? What? Where? Oh, me? Yeah, that's me." And like, I don't like hugs. I have issues with like too much close body contact. I have a pin that I wear at conventions that says like fist bumps only, please. Nobody reads it, not a single person. So I'm always playing defense.
We should design for you a glove like
That says
It's almost like
A
knuckle
fist bump.
tattoos that says no hugs.
no hugs. Yo. So you
I need
can
it.
Put them out there.
I need it. No hugs.
No hugs.
We got another piece of
TL.
we
Oh
got
my
another
gosh.
piece of morning ritual merch. Let's
I need
go.
that merch. I need it. I will help push the heck out of that brand. But no, it's always terrifying because I do this thing where people go for that hug with their arms out wide, and I have a perfect technique now where with my two arms, I capture their one arm and I pull it quickly down into a handshake, and I'm like, "Hello, it is so nice to meet you." And they're just like very excited to see me, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. But it was PodCon 2019. I got to travel to Seattle for the first time in my life. Like, it was a wonderful experience.
That's awesome.
Loved
I
it a
would
lot.
lie. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, are you Noir?"
Are you know what? No.
I don't. Who is that?
Enigma?
Me? No. You got the wrong person.
This guy that looks just like Noir around.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, because we're gonna go to Gen Con in a week.
Yeah.
Morning ritual
Ooh. How are you feeling about Gen? I have to ask the stereotypical question. How are y'all feeling about going to Gen Con? I was supposed to
I'm
go
nervous.
and I decided against it.
So okay, so I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
I'm only like there's the safety aspect and
Mhm.
then there's the hunger aspect, which is like what I mean by that is just like this is a great opportunity, like
Yes.
because not a lot of people are going, that creates a vacuum.
Mhm.
So it's just like this could be the shot. This could be an opportunity. Like there's a mixer with like, you know, a ton of Black creators happening. Tanya or Cypher of Tears gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm so
Like,
jealous.
you know,
Have you met her in
BJ is
person
gonna
yet?
be- Huh?
Have you met Tanya in person yet?
No, I'm
She
Right.
is so short. So short and so intimidating.
so here's the thing. I am also very short.
You have such tall person energy.
I'll take it. God knew better than to give me actual height, or I would have taken over the world by now.
Yeah, we were setting up the mannequin in the background the other day.
Yes.
and it's taller than me.
It's
Oh my
5'9".
goodness. Is it taller than both of y'all?
Yeah, it's 5'9". I'm 5.
I'm 5'4".
Screw it. We'll do it. We'll show
Please,
you how
I need
short
this.
we are. Let's go.
We get a live demo, everyone. Oh my goodness! That mannequin is only 5'9". Also, the mannequin looks like it's 6'5". So impressive. Because in my mind, I'm scaling you both up.
No, we're it's 5'9".
Oh my goodness.
I live in a I told y'all I live in a tiny apartment. Y'all like, his head is so close to the roof. I live in a hobbit hole.
It is
A hobbit hovel.
I'm from the Shire part of Chicago.
Yes, I'm familiar with that area. I've seen it in the news.
The West Side Hobbits. Gang, gang.
Oh, I live
Is
the
it
heck out of
Longtown
there.
One of the areas in Chicago.
No. For our second breakfast, we get Portillo's.
Nice. Oh, I love.
I just say all that to say I love the fact that you have a self-defense art to stop the hugs. We need more no hugs merch.
Just ask. You know, we need the merch, and just folks, when you're at conventions, just ask before you go in for the crushing body hug.
Are you cool with hugs?
That's it.
Or hugs okay if you don't have that many words?
I feel like if you just go in for a hug, there's a level of entitlement to another person's body that is kind of off-putting. So don't do that shit. It takes 2 seconds to go. Is hugs cool? No? Fist bump.
Oh, so we're in the middle of a panorama still.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with fist bumps at this point.
You lucky. Like you might get an elbow drop from me.
Elbow-
Not elbow drop. I'm not going off the top ropes, or I might. Depends.
Oh gosh.
Panoramic. I love how, just as a default, we are all just disrespecting the shit out of this panini.
It's a coping mechanism. Yep.
I feel like that's part of the reason it's not going away. Like, it's like, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Next motherfucker to call me a panini, catching another berry.
The protozoa is still sticking around for a bit, though.
How much for an elbow drop?
Jason's
Now they're
family
expecting
free.
it.
Yeah, I was
Oh, I
like,
love
how
it.
many elbow drops have I given you in the past for free?
No more free ones.
No more free ones. You gotta pay for these. So I have to ask you, what has been the weirdest IRL experience you've had with a fan?
Oh gosh.
Not to put you or them on blast, but like
I don't have to include too many details. I don't even know if it was so much like weird as if maybe there was just like a bit of a miscommunication. But one time I got, so you know those really cool cameras that will like print out your photo and you like shake it like a Polaroid? Yeah. But like the new version of those.
Yeah.
Instax or Instamax.
Yes.
Why do you know everything? Stop it.
She is so impressive.
I know about a little.
I have approximate facts about many things.
Fucking Bard over here.
Oh, it's so solid. You got all that lore. So this person that was dressed more like a unicorn than a human, and by that I mean they had hooves on their hand, a tiny, just a small little, what do you call the unicorn corn?
A horn?
Horn! Wow. Yeah, that's the one.
I know things too.
Yes, you do.
Thank you for giving me that softball. I feel like I'm back in the game now.
I got you. And they just wanted a photo, but they wanted me to pose. They wanted all of the broads to pose, and I wasn't prepared for how do you pose like a unicorn.
I'm sorry, time out real quick. Just how casually, like, yeah, they wanted all the broads to pose.
Yeah.
B.
That's what we call ourselves, the broads.
For a second, my brain disconnected. I'm like,
How dare you objectify them?
yeah, we need
Think
all the
twice
rods to get
about
together
that.
and pose.
Oh my gosh, we call ourselves the broads, therefore it's not derogatory. You know, we reclaimed that word. All the broads.
I call broads in brackets, not derogatory.
Yes. We used to do that back when we were first starting. Like, are people gonna be upset if we call ourselves the broads? Like, it's a little inappropriate. Nah, we just run with it now.
It's not just the word, it's the sentence too. Like,
Needed all the broads to pose.
But how do you pose like a unicorn is the question.
yeah, how do you pose like a unicorn?
We tried our best. It was a lot of just like making our fists into hooves and like trying to do something magical with our faces. And it was just like, eh. So, when it came out, you know, and they were shaking it, and I'm like, I would like to see it at least once, please. It was bad. None of us looked okay. Unicorn Friend was fabulous because their outfit was incredible. It was just a choice that I didn't know how to work with, you know? And that's been, like, if that's the worst experience too, like, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That
that's not
was-
bad at all. That's not
no.
bad. I mean, it's funny, but it's not bad at all.
It was just, I didn't know how to navigate that situation because, like, everybody else that I've met have been fantastic.
I feel like with the career choice that you've pursued, you probably ended up saying you had a lot. Like, I don't know how to interact in this moment.
I have not been trained for this very specific scenario.
No one told me how to pose with a human unicorn.
Never. Do I give myself like fake little ears? Do I just do this? Like,
Further proof that the schools have failed us.
Listen, this was not covered in career and personal planning.
You ever think back to like the high school days where your counselor was just like, you'll probably grow up to be like a lawyer, or you'll grow up to be like
what did y'all get? What were your like? Yeah, did you like quizzes online to figure out like whatever the school approved or board approved things? What was yours?
So I got a judicial clerk.
Really?
I got lawyer.
Boring. Nice.
And then I got like nurse or something.
Nice. I dig that.
So-
How about you, Anita?
So they were wrong.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember what my... Because I think we did it in like grade 8. for
Okay.
Us in BC. I think I got... I want to say I had school counselor. And then I talked to the school counselor and I'm like, hey, I'm really good at like talking to people and like sussing out their feelings and like that sort of thing. Like, what would it take to do your job? And then he just looks at me and there's this dead look in his eyes and he says,
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's been defeated. Oh, that hurts.
Unicorn poses 101. Equestrian archetypes.
I would attend that class.
Somebody ship that book to P. We gotta
Please,
make
I
sure
need
we're
it.
never unprepared again.
I can always know how to handle the situations going forward after I read that book.
So
It'll be like a one-page
another thing that I
PDF.
kind of want to ask is like, I don't believe that anybody wakes up and goes, you know what? I am going to play tabletop games for a living. Like I usually feel
That was
like,
never an option.
yeah, I never thought it was an option, but here we are. And I kind of feel like I don't know about you, but I stumbled on it on accident. So like, what career path did this interrupt for you? Like,
Teaching or veterinary.
ooh.
Yeah. It's not like it interrupted anything. I went to university for French studies, dropped out 3 times. First time because I was addicted to World of Warcraft. Second time, right. I've had a traditional upbringing.
No, I feel like I can ask everybody in this community. So what did World of Warcraft take from you? Like,
How did it ruin your life?
It cost me.
You'll
a
find out.
relationship, but that's fine. It was garbage anyway.
Like you said, everybody's lost something. Yeah, and then I never finished. Like I have 2 credits to finish for my university, but I didn't want to teach. I didn't want to. It was that or like government work, and like sure that sounds cushy, but like I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
So here I am doing what I want, literally everything that I want. I had to lose the relationship for it as well to make this work, but no regrets, not a single letter.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have personally found myself in this Periscope. It was just like, with everything, with as bad as 2020 was, it kind of was so comically bad that it's just like, look, there's nothing outside that's showing me I won't drop dead tomorrow, so I might as well do what I want.
That was very much my attitude. It was probably the year where I was like, so here's what shit going on in my life right now. I'm just gonna get rid of all of that and start over, and I did.
Yeah,
and it was fan-fucking-tastic.
And I'm seeing that a lot of the people that reacted to the horribleness that way, like they're starting to bloom now.
Yes,
like, it's like it's lovely to see. Like I was talking to you just a little bit before the show about like how for a while I saw you had I'm a community manager now with like, and I was so excited for you because like that's the gig that everybody wants in this space.
It is.
And like I just wanted to ask you, like, how have you been enjoying that? Like from going to school to be like a teacher to a vet to like actually like taking care of a community and living life off of like that, and playing these games that I'd assume you love at least one of them. I'm not gonna say why, but you know.
No, that's so legit. I mean, not only being able to make your own work schedule is amazing. I sleep until whenever I want. I wake up whenever I want. I go to bed whenever I want. Like it's like the adult dream, Like I schedule some tweets. I make sure I'm awake to go check what I have to, because I'm the community manager for Dungeons and Dragons Adventures League, and Adventures League is like a community run program where you can play D&D, but like very specific within there's a lot of rules around it, so you could take these characters and take these adventures and play it with a different GM and still be able to have that continuity, because like there are seasons that happen. You can start at level 1. The whole idea is to get your level 1 character to like level 20 throughout the entire season, and you'll play with like 15 different people, with different groups as well, but it's all about the growth of your character within the story that's being told as a whole. And I think that's incredible. There's so much for me to learn though. Like sure, I played D&D for 4 whole years. Wow. I'm dealing with people that have been playing the game for like 40 years, and they know their stuff, and they will tell me that they know their stuff any opportunity they get.
You gotta check them.
I got called out by one of my coworkers recently for engaging with somebody who was having a conversation. Myself, you come at me. Oh, are we?
Oh no, you just lagged for a second there. You were having a conversation with somebody who was what now?
Oh yeah, so somebody who was engaging with me on Twitter in bad faith. But like I felt like I still had to engage them because like sure, you're being shitty and I know what you're saying is just to try and egg me on, but I will respond with thank you very much for your time. We'll take your thoughts into consideration. Have a great day. He fucking hated that. And I got politely told don't do that. Like that's not sure, you didn't do anything wrong, but that person is going to hate us for the rest of his life now. So I just I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that because I'm used to being able to be a dick to people.
I kind of feel like, though, that's the kind of person that, if they do hate you for the rest of their life, fucking good.
Right? Die mad. Die mad.
I'll be your bad guy. I'll be the evil angel on your shoulder on this one. Fuck that
over
dude.
Here.
Find him on your personal Twitter and start going in.
Slide into his DMs. Still hate Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So I'm trying to find the sweet spot there, and there's so much language that's involved in being a community manager within a community that I'm unfamiliar with. They have so many acronyms that I'm constantly guessing at, and they keep trusting me with a lot of things. So D&D is having D&D celebration this weekend. Is it this weekend? No, it's next weekend. It's sometime. I think it's next weekend. This is literally my job to know this.
It's happening in a period in the future.
Yeah. So like we have to like prepare for it, and like that's fine. But they keep asking me like, so we need rewards for some of the people. What should some of the rewards be? And they all look in my direction. And I'm like, an owl bear plushie? Like brilliant B. We'll write this down. It's done. No, don't trust me.
Y'all got owlbear plushies though. Y'all got airbear.
I mean, last season that was what they did. I'll keep you posted if there's anything else that's cute. I think this year it's a displacer cat, which are also friggin' cute. The little three tails. Love. Love.
Oh my god, that's fucking adorable.
Right? And like they're just like, yeah, you can come up with some ideas and we're gonna make them a reality. Like, do you know that I should not be trusted with these things? And they don't care. They still trust me. They're still paying me. So far so good.
But that's awesome. Like that means that that means that you're fitting into the role and you are becoming the thing that you're like worried about not being, which is completely freaking awesome. And honestly, if there is anybody that was going to like nail this, it's probably you.
Thank you. It's been a lot of anxiety. Like, can you relate with that anxiety at all? I believe you got a position as a community manager recently, didn't you?
So I am a brand relations manager, which is it's weird. I'm putting together like interviews and games and stuff, like things that I should probably be doing for my own brand. And it's very weird to like walk up to these podcasts and Twitch shows that like I watch or I admire and go, hey, can we have an interview?
Yes.
And not immediately be ejected out the building.
Like they consider you seriously. They're like, yes, you're somebody we want to talk to. And you just think to yourself, but why?
Yeah,
why?
Like, I'm a scrub, dude. like a lot of my hangups, and you touched on this briefly, and this is something that like seriously I get in my head about, mainly because I had really shitty parents who were just, well, not parents, my dad sucks, who constantly was just like, if you don't graduate from college, you're not gonna be shit. If you don't graduate from college, you're not gonna be shit. So I'm a college dropout.
Yeah, you too. Woo!
Yeah. And it's very weird because there's still a lot of that programming that I have to outgrow or get out of my head.
Yep.
But there's always a part of me that's expecting anybody that I talk to just kind of sense that I'm a college dropout and to treat me thusly.
Right? And nobody will, because there's no reason anybody should treat you any less.
Has.
Here's the secret. Nobody cares.
But I mean, it's just like John Mulaney has a really funny joke that's just like, quicksand ended up not being nearly as big a problem as I thought it would be.
My favorite. As a kid, I always thought it would be an issue.
I feel about college degree, because like all my life, from a child, like a baby, until I finally left that house, it was, if you don't graduate from college, you're a failure, you suck, you're not gonna make it, this world's gonna eat you up. Ugh. And
look at how amazing you're doing.
I'm doing all right. So it's just like, if anybody's watching this and you have the same little gremlin in your head that's just like, graduate from college, blah, 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 like, don't worry about it. Like,
it's not the only route. I wish somebody had told me that wasn't the only choice, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, there are some blessings in being, like, I dropped out real quick, and I dropped out from community college, so I don't have any student loans.
Oh, that's so nice. Although American loans, y'all, it's disgusting. Every now and then I talk to an American and they're like, yeah, I owe $300,000 for my education. I'm like, oh, excuse me, I threw up a little. I only owe $30,000. That's 4 years.
Some of the people that I talk to, they tell me about their loans and I fart my heart out. Like, you own the same amount of money that a Bond villain would hold people hostage for. That's not okay. Like
Is Sally Mae a Bond villain?
I owed $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
That's not okay. So
No,
it's just,
it's so normalized that I
That's
can't
the thing,
even.
too, it's also normalized that like they expect you to know exactly what you want to do and what you are going to be when you
When you're
graduate from high school when
17.
you're a baby.
Right?
Like 17-year-olds can get student loans.
No.
You're a minor.
I should not be making any real life decisions at 17. Like that was a bad idea. I took a year off before going to university too, just to fuck around because I didn't know what to do. And I'm glad I did, but I still did that school route and then dropped out 3 times. I tried going back so many times, and every time I'd be like, my mental health is crumbling. I'm gonna kill myself. I need to drop out and go to a therapist. And I did because
I mean, that's the other thing. Like, when I went to school, like, I learn in a particular way. Like, let's keep it a buck. Most of us in this community are like we're neurotypical, or what's the phrase? I think
Neurodivergent.
Yes.
And I can't learn with somebody going, read this chapter. Did you read this chapter? Now do this test. Like, my brain can't function that way. Like, I need to have my hands-on
learning. That's the exact way that works for me. Yep.
And with history, I need somebody that cares about what they're teaching. Like, I love documentaries. My favorite show right now is Puppet History. I love learning about history. I can't learn about history from some guy who hates his job, didn't want to show up today. It is
barely
like,
reads it to you.
This happened.
Yeah.
But you can learn it from an angry puppet.
I can learn anything from an angry puppet. Angry puppets.
No, that's so legit though. You know, like nowadays, the main media outlet for folks to get their news is through comedy. It's through late night television because, especially millennials, like people our age, folks younger than us, like nobody wants to watch a news anchor talk to you about the depressing shit that's going on in the world. I need it to be funny. You know, tell me about all these folks that are suffering over there, but make it humor, and then I will remember and consume it.
You know, and I've also found that, like, they're on both sides of the political fence, which I really wish we could blow up the political fence. But I also find on both sides of the political fence, we just don't trust our news. If you watch MSNBC, you know what you're getting. If you watch Fox News, you know what you're getting. And if you watch any one of the like basic like local news shows, we all saw that really scary YouTube video where they just all the local channels were saying the exact same thing because of the Sinclair network. So it's just like,
and dressed the exact same way.
It's just like,
all the women, the blondes with the same blazers.
You know, if I do watch news, it's probably gonna be BBC or Al Jazeera or something like that. And then I'll do my own reading. But like, I love this generation, because we're especially the Gen Zers, because the world is so on fire that they just aren't listening to a lot of the shit that we were spoon-fed. A lot of them are choosing not to go to college and to pursue their passions off the rip. And I'm just like, that's the way y'all do it. Fuck this.
Carve your own damn path.
Exactly.
No, and I love that.
Yeah, because we have enough examples of people doing what we were told to do in the 90s, which is, you know, go to school, grind real hard,
pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Suppress everything that makes you who you are. Keep getting good grades. Go to college.
Don't cry in public.
Keep suppressing who you are. And then go get yourself a good job. Keep suppressing who you are.
Start a family.
By the time you're 80, you can retire and then be who you are. It's like,
and die.
It's pretty much. It is like, I love how much everybody hates capitalism now. Like, it's my favorite thing.
It's so good. It's long overdue. It really is. And it's just like so much of like how we were raised to like fulfill those certain stereotypes, to fill out those boxes, and like they're so unreasonable. and they're not based in anything logical. It's mostly based on that capitalistic system and how we can feed back into that system and contribute towards money, towards the economy, and I hate it.
That's my favorite thing to come out of the Pandora's box is that everybody went into quarantine and came out like a truer version of themselves.
Yes.
Like almost everyone I know came out of this panini like super queer and like
yes. So many of my friends transitioned. They're the great like the panini, and I think it's wonderful because they go in as like one kind of a human and they come out literally as themselves, as they've seen themselves for all this time, but they couldn't be themselves because of the constraints before.
On its own.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we all kind of went through a cocoon 2020, and we came out the way we were supposed to be. Because if you're in a room by yourself, unable to like touch or talk to another person, you start asking yourself real questions.
Oh yeah.
And like I was asking myself a lot of questions about like, why is gender a thing? It kind of doesn't make sense. Like, okay, this is probably a bad example, but this is how my mind works. I'm just gonna need everybody to bear with me.
We're ready.
A car can either be automatic or manual.
Okay.
But it's still a car. If you need that car to be repaired, you take it to the mechanic, and the mechanic goes, is it automatic or manual? You have them take a look under the hood. They're like, okay, I know how to fix this.
Yeah.
We don't treat the car any different. There's not manual parking spots versus automatic parking spots. It's still just a fucking car. So it's just like if we have to get ourselves, medicine and fixed up, we can take ourselves to the mechanic. They can look at us and go, "Oh, these are the parts you got. Cool, let's work on it." And that's the only place it should matter.
Mm-hmm. Not bathrooms, not schools, not the workplace.
Well, that's it.
It was supposed to be 2 weeks off school, but now I'm non-binary.
Most kids now, yeah.
But I mean, that's another thing though. That's a smack in the face to a lot of stupid, closed-minded people who are just like, people are only doing this for attention.
No.
A lot of people came out
when they were completely alone. What attention are they gonna get sitting alone in their apartment in the dark eating chips while they pet their cat? Like that was me. Yeah.
Okay, to get a little crass. And I'm sorry, but after like a year of being in your house or apartment by yourself, if you do get horned up.
If that is an experience that you partake in.
I'm sure everybody's hub searches expanded.
The amount of porn people watched in the pandemic, apparently India was the country that consumed the most porn in this pandemic. I thought that was fantastic too. Like also they got access to more internet in the past couple of years too, so it's just like, whoo, we gotta see what kind of titties we got on the internet. So I get it, but also the increase was wild because what else were we doing?
Well, I mean, if you're in the house for like an entire year, you're going to look up some new keywords, and you know what? You might find some things that you didn't know about yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not saying this happened to me specifically.
I feel like you're talking from the heart, but that's okay. Anita, that look. Oh my goodness.
Cannot relate. That's right. That's why if it is an experience that you partake in.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because I keep my Ace family in mind, because that is I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I did not know anything about the A side of the spectrum until like last year when I met a few of my Ace friends. I'm still not 100% versed in it, but I'm trying to be respectful of it, because like the more that I've learned about them, the more I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, and again, I apologize for the analogy. It's just how my brain works, but some people just don't like chicken. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna like knock you for
Yeah.
it. I love chicken, but I can certainly
They know it's around. They can appreciate the existence. They know that's the thing that other folks want to
like
get
I
into.
can certainly be respectful of the fact that like some people just don't want that on their menu, and like I'm gonna always do what I can to, if I have any control over a menu, to like make sure that that's represented. Like,
And some people just aren't hungry.
Yeah.
oh,
And like,
Lumia,
like,
have fun with the emotes. It's fine. It doesn't mean anything. Except
aw,
that you sip
spam
some-
away.
Delicious coffee.
some delicious
I love
coffee.
it. No, that's legit. And like learning for me, it was like how asexuality is a spectrum too. It's not just like
Right.
black or white, you know? There's degrees of their feelings or lack thereof. And I think that's fascinating because it makes so much
Absolutely.
sense.
Like I just was watching a TikTok where someone was explaining another part of the A spectrum where like people have fantasies and watch sexual content, but the disconnect is they just can't see themselves in it. So like they can consume all that stuff, but like when it comes into like, yo, you wanna do this? They're like, oh, absolutely not. And again, my dumb brain is just like, I love watching the Bears play football. If the Bears ask me to put on a jersey, absolutely not. I am not going to die. Like,
This is a reference that
I
makes
have
no sense to me,
business
but
being
that's
out
okay.
there. So, I'm
Oh.
too short, chubby, and I have asthma. I would make it 2 downs at most, and then, you know what,
Die.
Rashadi, I will ban that man.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that though. So like for the two of you, what have you learned? Like, have you learned anything new about gender or like sexuality for this? Great
Yeah,
panini?
no, you don't actually have to time him out.
Whatever you want to talk about.
So yeah, I actually, I personally, I'm not gonna say came out because that's like, I'm not trying to appropriate nobody's stuff, but I want to say that I gave up on the idea of gender
Okay.
because it doesn't make sense. It feels like a needlessly divisive perspective. And I've kind of been paying attention to the damage it's caused. Like there are things that are embedded in me that when I confront them, I immediately try and acknowledge it and combat it. Like very recently, I was cooking some some taco fries, and like I had this thing of queso, and for the life of me, I could not open it. Now, my old school way of thinking was, if I can't open this, nobody in this motherfucking apartment can open this goddamn thing. So I am going to fight this queso can until I get it. And then like I felt that, and it was like it
It's
wasn't
a weird
a thought
example
in
of
my
toxic
head.
masculinity.
Yeah, it wasn't a thought in my head. It was just like it just kind of took over. Like, if I can't get this, then clearly nobody else can.
Mm-hmm.
And like I really sat with that for like a second, and then I was like, all right, Anita, here, open this. And then
Yes.
and then Anita opened it.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say like it. I was like, haha, take that, gender norms. Like, I felt salty. I was like, God damn it, am I weak? And like, I'm not weak.
Yours were just a little sweaty. So.
I don't
Yeah.
look. If it came down to it, I'd run a fade on you, like no problem. I would take you down.
Wow.
I'd like to say I'd maybe like get a swig in, but
I can't.
I like
But
the optimism.
Even that joke, though, was like, that's still toxic masculinity. That's my safety blanket, and I can acknowledge that, and still kind of have the jokes. I get to have it both ways, which isn't right, and I'm working on it.
Yep.
But it's very hard to stop living in that perspective when you were raised in it, and it's going to be a long trip. I still call myself he more than they.
Okay.
You know, I still,
It's
you
a
know, and
transition,
that's
too. It
something
takes
I'm working
time.
on.
Yeah.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, queso's ready. God damn it.
That's
man.
so good.
But I mean, it's a lot of unlearning. Yeah, like damn, AJ beat me to it. A lot of unlearning and relearning. But I it when you start to think about the ways that you're oppressed, you have an option. You can either embrace that and weaponize it and use it to attack everybody around you, or you can take it in and empathize with other people in other situations that you may not be going through, but you recognize the core of what's causing it.
Yes.
And like I'm a black dude in America, which sucks. But you know what sucks even worse? Being a black woman in America. And if you're a black queer femme, then you're playing the game on Dante Must Die mode. Like I don't know what's wrong with you. So it's just like I'm trying to be empathetic, understanding, and do a little bit better.
I love that. Oh, heck yeah, that's the goal. That is the entire goal. And like that's why I have such an issue with cancel culture sometimes, because it's not that I want everybody to just be canceled and ignored sometimes. But like I want people to be able to take what they've like the mistakes that they have, be like, okay, I can critically look at that and be like, that fucking sucks. How do I do better? How do I take that and learn and now have empathy for other folks that might be going through this? Like, just grow. I just need everybody to grow as human beings.
Absolutely. I mean, you can really tell when somebody is ignorant versus when they are malicious. I think that's something that everybody could work on a little bit more. I think there is hope for the ignorant. I think there's hope for the malicious. It's just going to take more work, and not everybody has the energy or the spoons to deal with that. And I don't think and nobody's owed that. But you know,
that was a hard thing for me to learn too. I thought I had to like help everybody. Oh my god! But like at the height of Black Lives Matter in America, like you know, we were dealing with our own shit over here in Canada, and it became like my part-time job to just like educate people, and that was exhausting. I had to put the brakes, and I had to realize this isn't my job. I'm just gonna go fuck off now and mute all my notifications. Y'all can learn on your own, and that took time to figure out because I thought it was my duty, and it's not.
Yeah, I during the height of that, I got plenty of messages just like, I hope you're okay. Like, can you show me like where I might be messing up? Like, how can we help you guys? And it's just like,
I got a lot of that.
It's just like,
how can I not be racist?
Right?
Motherfucker, just research. Just use your own brain. Like,
free.
It is.
I don't know how to not be racist. I'm not racist. I can't be racist.
I can't answer that question. Rethink about what you said to me. Just think about it. But if we could circle back.
How do you smite? Like,
yes.
What?
Think about what you said. But to circle back, Anita, was there any growth that you experienced in terms of like gender or sexuality?
Before the Pandora, the Pantera. So 2019 at Gen Con was when I first decided, okay, I am bisexual. I'm going to like present myself and like come out and like say like, okay, I am bi. That is a thing that exists in this world, and I'm accepting that of myself. Before the 2020, I decided to officially start using she, they pronouns.
Cool. Okay.
And during the parabola, I was the perineum. I realized I'm actually demisexual. Like I only experience like sexual attraction if I can connect with a person on a higher level than just physical.
Yep.
Like there has to be like an emotional or a spiritual connection.
I love that.
Oh my god,
that's growth though.
Chat now?
Oh yeah. But I love that was like a growth that you kind of got to experience through a convention too, because 2019, at that PodCon convention that I was with at the McElroys, I was married to a man at the time. I was going through a horrible marriage. Didn't know how to get out of it, and eventually got out, and that's fine. But I met this beautiful creature that for some reason wanted to talk to me, and I could not get enough of them. I'll never forget, I was out for dinner with my friends, and they messaged me because there was like a pizza party going on somewhere else that I had tickets to, and I didn't want to go. And they were like, "Oh, I really wanted to go with this. Do you want to go with me?" And I got up in the middle of my dinner, and I was like, goodbye. I have to go meet somebody. Here's some money for food. And then I never came back. Because I was just madly in love with this beautiful individual that I had met. And they were another podcaster, and I had to yeah. And that was when I was like, oh, fuck. I think I knew I was bisexual. I just didn't want to admit it. Because there's all of that internalized homophobia or internalized biphobia is what I was dealing with, that I just couldn't figure out what to do with. And I had to admit it to I've slept with women, and I was still like, I'm not bisexual. Me? No.
Never.
It's
just experimentation.
Yeah, very willful on my part. So
yeah, I also have been going through a separation leading into a divorce, which will be finalized by the end of the year, because I also realized that there's someone else that I really enjoyed the company of.
Who? Where he at? I'll kill him in his sleep. Sorry.
Oh my god, you're so cute.
There's the toxic that we were talking about earlier.
Right? Can't accept it. Who? Me? No, the other Noir.
Jealous and upset. Man stuff. Being aggressive equals being attractive.
Oh my goodness. Anita, that's so big though. And again, this great Panic at the Disco for me was just a lot of self-discovery and applying that, not only understanding it, but having to be I gotta get out of this. I needed to leave my ex-husband. It wasn't a healthy relationship. I had to go do my own thing, but that's fucking scary.
For me, it's codependency is a hell of a drug.
Oh!
I'm trying to overcome that.
That's so real.
Yeah,
that is something that I need to work. I am working on.
Okay,
hey,
so every now and then, because I also got out of a really bad codependent relationship that
nice.
Somebody took my heart and did some and one tricks and then did a fadeaway shot in my face after bouncing my heart off my forehead.
Finish him. Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I feel bad, but that shit was cold though. So every now and then, if I catch myself doing some codependent shit, or if I see Anita doing some codependent shit, I make sure that we have a talk, and it's just yo, this is a talk that neither one of us are about to enjoy, but we gotta take our medicine. It's just
yep.
And especially because when you're with somebody that's in the industry. God, that sounds so pretentious.
Isn't that?
But when you're dating somebody that's in the industry, it's just critical misses is your baby. It's your thing. Don't ever sacrifice your dream for your partner, because that's not what a good partner is about. A good partner is going if I gotta kick it to the side while you make the moves that are necessary for you to do what you gotta do, then I'm pass me the pom-poms, because it's just go.
That's what a partner should be.
If ever you find yourself in a situation where it's just I could really get what I've been wanting, but I don't want to hurt you, or I don't want to make you feel a type of way, that's a conversation we need to have, and we need to figure out how you get what you want without worrying about me, because and that's I guess if I have any advice to give to anybody, is if you're in a relationship and you have something that you really want to do, and you and your partner isn't busted ass to figure out how to make that possible for you, or at least how to cheer you on, then you are not in a good relationship.
That's such a hard thing to realize.
I mean,
when I came to that with my ex, Oh,
However, like I really want to change my career, but I'm afraid my partner will be upset. Why?
why aren't they supporting you with pom-poms?
And first off, your partner being upset should never be a roadblock. At most, it should be a conversation. At
So-
most, it should be a conversation.
Anita might relate with this. I don't know the details of your ex, but my ex-husband, he hated that I podcasted, hated it. And then when I got into streaming, his only comment was, well, I hope you know that men are going to start masturbating to you on screen. Like, I am talking about Dungeons and Dragons, fully clothed. I don't know what you think is going to happen. Like, maybe if that's what you do, we need to have a conversation. So we got a divorce.
My ex was fairly supportive about what I was doing and what I wanted to do. Mostly the disconnect came with wanting different things in life.
Ah, okay.
And I was doing a lot of the supporting and not receiving much support.
It's got to be a
like,
two-way road.
Other than emotional.
It's got to be a two-way road.
For my ex, it was again trying to fit the mold that I was told I was supposed to fit.
Yeah.
I was chasing jobs and going to college at this point to, become a lawyer so I could do the 2 kids and wooden fence or white picket
White picket fence, yeah.
and
Boo.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, my partner was doing Rudy.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Wow. You ever hear busting your butt? Anita, dead. Oof. Oof. Oh my goodness.
That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna cheat on your partner, please cheat on your partner with somebody with a cooler name than your name.
Like, oh my goodness. Also, I didn't know that was your human name. I don't know many people's human names, and I hate it when I have to find out their human names. Like, you're always gonna be Noir to me.
I am not even kidding about this when I tell you that I'm really thinking about legally changing my name.
Do it. There's nothing stopping you.
Because, like, my government name is like, it's like bimbo white bread. It's just bland. It's just Justin Miller. Like,
And you have to say it like that, apparently.
There's no like, if you want the full name, it's Justin Alexander Miller. Like,
They're
there's
all very white names.
There's no spot. Like, let me tell you.
No, it is JAM. That's the acronym.
Yes, JAM is the acronym.
I love that. Jam.
We should also normalize talking about exes. It's not let's complain. It's let's talk about the negative trauma so it's not repeated. Or if someone thinks that it was acceptable, then it's like, okay, we need to end this before it goes down.
Yes,
I
yes.
got an achievement. I keep talking about switching topics, but I got an achievement. Like, there are some things in my life that I like, some goals that I have. Like, I don't mention them to anybody, but like when they happen, I'm very excited.
Achievement unlocked.
Yes.
Right. And the achievement unlocked that I got is that I am friends with all my exes. And I feel like
Interesting.
well, not I should say friends, but I can have a conversation with all my exes, and it's like it's not like there's no hate, there's no nothing.
Okay.
There. It's just like a responsible adult conversation. Like, we had our time together. Like, it didn't end well, but you know what? Go team. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if you can't, I feel like there is a level of maturity that's required to kind of look back on somebody that did you dirty and just be like, I don't like what you did, but that's the road you had to go down. And you know what? I wish nothing but the best for you. Like, that, I never thought I'd be that guy. And I didn't expect to have that tested.
Yeah, no, seriously though, I can't relate with that, so that's impressive.
I can tell you that I didn't seek it out.
Yeah,
I can tell
no, that's legit though.
I got a call, was not expecting, and it was just like, all right, you either go big man or you just hit him with the Jedi. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I felt myself looking at those two choices, and I went full Jedi. Like, okay, let's talk.
The first
Oh,
ex
that's
I can't
marvelous.
talk to.
Ended badly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there are some things that cross lines, and you should
Yeah.
never talk to people that do certain things. But
Abuse, yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah. There's
something a
some
lot of
lines that
female
were crossed
bodies
during
have
that
experienced.
relationship.
not to but yeah.
No, that's legit.
One of my that guy stories is about him.
Ooh, gross.
I feel like people came in today. Y'all getting a spicy episode.
Yeah, y'all are. Oof.
Next up.
Oof. It's cathartic in a way, though, and it's nice.
What'd you say?
Oh, it's cathartic in a way, you know,
It
like
is.
how Dan was saying. Like, it's nice to reflect on these things. Like, it's not like a complaint session. It's just like, here's some experiences that weren't great for these very, very narrow reasons, and we can relate through our own ways. And I think that's wonderful, you know?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, in order to figure out how you ended up where you are, it is required reading to figure out where you've been.
Yeah,
And,
personal
you know,
growth, y'all.
And a lot of your favorites, you know, a lot of the people that you look up to in this space, like, they had to go through the work of trying to find who they would become, and a lot of that involved getting the wrong people out of your life, you know?
Yeah. It's growth. And it's about figuring out your sense of values. And I love that.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, like I don't know how to put this. Like, there's a leap of faith in this that's involved. Like, I can tell you, like, I don't think it was was it last November, or is it the November before last November when I worked at Shelby?
It was last November. It was November 17th was the day you quit.
No, like, I left a job that was paying me more than I had ever made. But they were working me to death. And I was working for clients that I worked for Fox News.
Okay.
They
You're allowed to
were
talk
one of
about
my
that?
clients.
Mhm.
I forgot the name of the company, but the ones that make like tear gas and a lot of stuff that were being shot at. Yeah, we worked for them. And like all of that combined with the overworking and making sure that these companies ran efficiently, I couldn't do it anymore. And
That's legit.
and I had just started getting paid for a couple of games, and I was just like, I kind of want to chase this.
Yeah.
And so I quit.
Oh my god, that must have been so satisfying though.
It was, but it's also that terror. Like, it's just
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah,
You're the
that was a
first
good
all
source
for
of
that.
yeah,
income.
that first
Mhm.
payday where the money doesn't come.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Now what?
Now it's sink or swim time. And a lot, like, when people do their outros and there's that joke of like, do you ever sleep? The thing is, like, it's a fun joke and I get it, but the thing that I want people to remember is, like, this is how some people put food on the table and pay
Yep.
rent.
This is what I'm doing. I gotta hustle. I have to hustle every
it's
single
like,
day.
Would I like to take off some of these shows? Sure. Right? You know, like, would I like to call it in? Every now and then there are times where it's just like, okay, I'm on. I gotta be on. And
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly how I put it too. I could be dead asleep and then wake up and look at the clock and be like, all right, and I'm a human again. Like,
and that's not to say that we're not grateful for this, but it is a job still. It's a great job. I love it. I get paid to play with amazing people and make new friends with people that I would never have the courage to
reach
like,
out to otherwise.
It's like being in a high school play for a living.
I like that comparison. Yeah.
It's because it's just like there are people who audition for it that like aren't in my friends group, but like I've always seen them about. And I'm like, I would love to like talk to them, but
Yeah.
like I'm not just gonna go in their DMs. But if they get casted in the play, I guess we gotta talk.
Right? Oh, I love that. I feel like that's how it was with Noir. Like that's how it was when I think because was Kobold Press the first time we got to play a game together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my brain it was because I was just really excited to play a game with you because you're somebody I've always heard of. I was new in the tabletop space. And it was such a big deal with me to finally sit at your table. I was excited.
I lost my shit when I found out I was playing with you. Like I talked to this one like, yo, we got Marcus, we got B, like we got Dot, we got like and there are still people all over the space that I'm just trying to maneuver myself into a game with.
Hey,
You know,
if there's ever some people, let me know and I'll see if I can make something work.
Well, I've played maybe once or twice with Gabe, but it's just like
He's
dude is
hilarious.
so pretty. Like, you can't
Gorgeous as a
focus on
human
your
being.
character.
Oh my goodness.
Gabe is partially responsible for me destroying gender in my head. Because
I
I'm
love
like, there's
that.
no way somebody's that beautiful in a gun.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Maybe
I
we
struggle
should.
with Gabe a little bit because I think he's in my head, he is an absolute baby. So I got to play a game with him sometime last year. It was like a 4 to 5 episode campaign. And our characters, a lot of people were like trying to ship them. And I'm like, no, this is my little brother. Look at him, look at me. He's like 19 and I'm 57. Come on, get it right. So he is a beautiful little baby to me.
Gabe's a fake creature.
Gabe is a
He's
fake
a
creature.
fan.
And the
He
thing is, he knows it. He just and he taunts us with it.
Right? I just want to like pinch his cheeks and tell him like I'm so proud of you and your beauty.
There are so many people in this space that I absolutely admire from a distance.
Oh,
Because
gosh.
I honestly feel like, yeah, comparing this to high school is like the best
Right?
way. It's just like you know of some people, you've seen them around, you've seen their work, but it's just like you're waiting for a teacher to put you in a group assignment with
Yeah.
them.
I finally got
Agria?
to play in a game with Sam DeLev, and they're
Sam,
amazing.
yes!
They're wonderful.
Oh, their puns, just them as a they're like
Oh,
another
yeah.
beautiful fey creature
They
to
made
me.
the mistake of putting us in a game together.
I feel like the puns would never
The
stop.
puns were strong.
Never. Oh, that is so good. I play a regular campaign with Sam, and Sam and I, we both play the aliens, of course. We can't help ourselves
Power
as
play,
non-binary
right?
people. Yes! And I've never fallen in love with a human being more than I fell in love with Sam. Like, they spark so much joy every Sunday night. Because, like, it's kind of late for me, and we play till, like, we're, like, midnight my time, and I'm, like, a little tired. But just because Sam, they just bring me back to life, and I never get tired of it.
I believe it's thoroughly impossible for anyone to not like Sam. Like,
They're just so, like, not even just such a good role player. They're just so, like, intelligent and vibrant
Yes.
and, like, just an amazing human.
Genuinely, like, through and through.
and the puns are fucking ridiculous.
The punch.
So strong.
And they come so quick.
Right, and they're so smart, some to like incredibly intelligent puns. And I'm just like, I can think of puns about like butts. That's all I got. I can't do like really well thought out puns. I don't have that ability, and Sam just always surprises me with them.
You don't have the panacity for it?
Hey! Thank
You
you.
need a little bit more panache.
Panace. Get it.
Haha.
Oh goodness.
Watch them die.
I GM both of them, and they kept doing this to me.
I just imagine that was the whole session.
See,
Sam also made sure that they had a pun in their name of their character.
Mm-hmm.
and
Very
didn't
on
find
brand.
out until the end.
Yeah.
Didn't find out until the end.
Oh, that's so good.
I will say this, and then we could consider going to break. I have two questions after this, and then we'll go on break. And I will say, Sam has the mutant ability to take something I said that I had no intentions of becoming a pun,
Mm-hmm.
and
They twisted.
and
Yeah.
and like LeBron James alley oop what I said as if I purposely set them up for a pun.
Mm-hmm. You passed the ball to them without even realizing.
Sam makes me a pun accomplice, and I don't like it.
You didn't sign up for that.
All right, but now we got to get to our 2 questions before we go to break, which is, there is a war in the TTRPG community between those who consider dice to be the forbidden candy that exists to be crunched. Like, and when we say crunch, they just put the die in their mouth and just kind of on it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then there are those of us that know it's a choking hazard, it's dangerous to your teeth, and that you shouldn't do it. We are the stop the crunch side of this war, the righteous side.
Oh no.
I should let you know that on our side, we have B Dave.
Oh no!
B Dave joined our side. We have some notable others. Who else do we have on our side?
Okay, so Brennan was crunch responsibly.
Brennan Lee Mulligan is a coward.
Oh.
You did make your choice. Don't meet your heroes. I love Brennan Lee, but you let me down.
Oh my gosh.
We had, okay, so Justice.
We've got more Shoddy on our side.
Justice was a anti-crunch.
Anti-crunch. Stop the crunch.
Stop the crunch. But then we had others who were interested in weaponizing the crunch.
Yeah, Abria is a CEO for Dice Company. So Abria is funding this nonsense, trying to make dice look as appealing as possible so people eat them.
Perfect. I love the idea of eating dice. I love it. I've never put dice in my mouth, but I think about it on the daily. And like, if you've ever played board games with like little pieces, I want to eat most of them. I'm yet to consume any, but I think about it every night I fall asleep. I'm like, what if I just ate a D20 tonight? You know, it seems natural to think about that. Yes, crunch all the dice. Thank you, more Shoddy.
It's also crunch positive, that's true.
Yeah, Sharif. Love. I'm getting more people to my side. This is good. This is good. Crunch all the dice. Just put as many in your mouth and be like, all right, this is good. You thought, Noir. You thought wrong.
I thought we had you on our side.
No. Oh my goodness. Not even for an instant.
I was going to be like, the Stop the Crunch has a member of the Broadswords on our side, but apparently that is not the case.
I am the one that wants to eat all of the dice. I look at there's like ice cream dice that make like really, really tasty looking dice.
You don't put dice in your mouth though.
If I washed them, I would. My hands tend to touch them a lot, and I've never really washed my dice, and I think that's probably kind of gross. But right after I washed them, I would put them in my mouth. Like 2 sets of them, I could probably work.
Just saying dice candy exists.
I would eat the hell out of
dice candy.
I don't know where to find it. Can somebody send me dice candy?
But shipping to Canada is kind of...
That's disgusting. Will somebody pay to ship candy to Canada?
Yeah, we need to get a sponsorship from somebody that makes candy dice. Can somebody get on that for us? Find a candy dice maker and let's get a sponsorship.
I will get on that immediately.
This is bullshit.
Crunch all the dice. Okay, now I want to eat dice.
There's a second question, though.
There is a second question. Here's the second question. If you could play a tabletop game with any 5 people, the only stipulation is that they have to be alive. What 5 people would you pick? And you can choose. You can even choose who's the GM. For example, like one of my 5 was like Cardi B, Lil Rel, Ava DuVernay, Michelle Obama, and like Chris Rock.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, I struggle with this question because so recently I got asked if I were to ever do like a celebrity impersonation, who would I do? And I'm like, I don't consume enough media. But right now I've been watching a lot of Drag Race. So like maybe some of the cast members of Drag Race Canada, if I could get like Priyanka, Lemon, Juicebox, oh gosh, Tainomi Banks, and maybe Starzy, I think that would be marvelous. If those names mean anything to you, just understand that they are beautiful queens who live in Canada.
Yo, a B Zelda led Drag Race TTRPG one shot special.
I want
I
that.
think that is something that we could actually make happen. I think that is something I would pay good money for that.
Oh my gosh.
I know that in Calgary, at least, there is actually a group of actual players that they do Dungeons and Drag Queens and Drag Kings.
Yes, there's a group in Seattle as well. I've interacted with them a little bit. I just want them to ask me to come onto their show. I should probably just ask them if I could join. That makes more sense. But I want that so badly.
I can't believe you're on the side of the crotches, though. That
hurt you?
It hurts a little bit. Yeah.
My goodness. Oh. I'm gonna mail you candy
so much. I'm gonna
now.
ask one extra question.
Ooh, ready.
All right, and here it is. This is the last question.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm just, don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. If you were the emperor of all things TTRPG, and you could make any changes you want, like you could like be like, Wizards of the Coast is now like 10 times more popular, or like they're a little less popular, or like if you were just like, all these people have to quit their job, or like whatever changes you wanted to make to the space, what changes would you make in 24 hours?
I have a really silly one, but it's meaningful. I would make printing and like fulfillment and shipping free for everyone, so we could get all of our books delivered to us and not have to pay an arm and a leg. And even like games that are made on like itch.io, if they could become hardcovers or even soft covers and have those delivered, that's what I would mandate.
Yeah, POD.
Yeah. And it would just be accessible for everyone everywhere. Because like I want more people to play indie games, but I want it to be in a way that's accessible for everyone. I can't just be like, do it, play the thing. No, it's gotta step into a Walmart and find a copy of like Thirsty Sword Lesbians in the bookshelf, you know?
I would do that, and then I would make the PDF copy automatically included.
Yes! The fact that that's not a thing all the time, baffling. That needs to be normalized.
Yeah.
That is my one request as Emperor.
I have bought the player's handbook so many times.
I have purchased it never. I will never purchase it.
I had a hardcover that I lost in the divorce.
I like the idea that she took it. Fuck, this is mine now.
I got it on D&D Beyond, and then I got it again on Roll20.
Oh my goodness. Too many copies.
Oh, okay. So with that, we are going to take a quick
10-minute break.
10-minute break. I know what I'm doing here. And then we're gonna come back. So go ahead and do all the things that make you human. And when we come back, we'll be on the dark roast where we talk more serious stuff, I guess. Even though our first half was pretty serious, we'll see what we'll see what happens.
Make it more serious.
So with that, we're going on break. Bye. Hey, we're back. That was smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth as eggs.
Interesting.
I really gotta stop saying smooth as eggs because everybody asks what.
Why?
It's because of an old Dave Chappelle joke.
Okay.
Where Dave Chappelle talks about how everybody demonizes plastic surgery, and how when he makes it, he wants to get plastic surgery on his testes to make them smooth as eggs.
Oh my goodness. That's horribly beautiful.
The joke has stuck with me
For years,
Ever
apparently.
since I heard it, and I always go smooth as eggs, and I always have to explain this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God. So hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dark Roast. That's how we're starting it.
With a joke about testicles.
Yeah, baby. We
Yep,
keep it
smooth
classy on
as
this
eggs. Mhm.
18 plus stream, baby.
show. So let's get into the nitty gritty. With all the streaming that you do you do any like solo streaming, like stream
No.
game or anything like that?
I do not have the energy.
I'd,
If I'm going to be completely honest.
I'd imagine, like, I've been trying it. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
like, respect to all of the people
Oh,
that do
my
it
word,
with
yeah.
the set schedule and do like actual plays and all that stuff. I don't know how you do it, but kudos. But the reason that I asked is because I wanted to know if you've had any personal experience with these hate raids that are going around.
Not yet. I've seen it happen once. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
That's my feelings about it right now. Like, I don't even know if people you can ban, like, there's so many ban lists, but it's still not enough. It is ridiculous, honestly. And like, go ahead.
I'm very glad that you haven't like caught it. It's very depressing because like I almost caught myself going, "You haven't caught it yet," because it's just that's how
You're
unsafe.
probably not wrong.
The thing is,
Mhm.
it's like they're starting to follow people that don't have like any of the tags. Like I had a whole bunch of the hotspots follow me. Like 4 or 5 of the accounts follow me the other day. I
Ooh.
blocked and banned them immediately.
Nice.
But like, yeah, they're starting to just like, and I have been doing my best to keep everybody in my community safe. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know not streaming with like the tags is
One of the things that are recommended right now.
Pressure,
Isn't
but at
that
the
so
same time,
frustrating?
I want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable when they're streaming here.
Yep. I was
Yeah.
thinking about the tags recently, how like they were created recently, and I thought that was so wonderful. Like that felt like steps forward, and now they're being weaponized against us.
Yeah.
Just feels shitty.
Yeah, I mean, and the sad thing is, like, you can kind of predict that was gonna happen because,
Deep down, I knew I didn't want to know.
yeah, it's just like these people don't have anything better to do with their life. But it's just it's been a lot. Now we've gotten the news that Twitch is taking some of these people to court. So I mean, we've got some.
I
good
didn't know
news.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Twitch had to do something because this was getting
Out of control.
wild.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they personally got into my Discord and started emailing me shit, and it was just like, oh boy.
I am so sorry you went through that.
I mean, it was spooky at first. I'm not gonna lie, but like as time goes on, it's kind of like I think the thing that makes this the most difficult to deal with is, on the one hand, this sucks, and the community's response is to embrace the people that have been the target of this hate. And while that is comforting, you also don't want to feel like you're benefiting from it.
Ah.
And
No, that's so real.
It puts you in a little bit of a tailspin. Like, this sucks, but like analytically, it was good for me. And it took a while to recover, but I'm benefiting. And it's just it's a
weird
lot.
double-edged sword, right?
Yeah. No, that's an angle I hadn't even considered, but that's so real because like I've kind of I know what it's like to experience that in different angles.
Right.
I don't want to play the compare and contrast game at all. So this is like it's separate but the same. But like again, like 2019 summer.
Yeah. Everybody,
I-
every black person's number got boosted with the George Floyd thing. Like, and it's
so double-edged sword. Like,
yeah.
I had feelings. I had so many feelings, and I didn't know what to do with those feelings. Like,
I was very angry that summer because it's just like my numbers got boosted and I got a platform, but it's just like
why did it have to be that way? Like,
it felt dirty.
It's not just like, I think, to break it down, it's not just the fact that you got the platform, it's that you got the platform at the cost of your own physical and emotional and mental health.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to put this, and it really kind of sucks that I even have that we have to try, but it's like no matter what we do as entertainers of color, it's never going to equate to the boost we get from guilt. Like I could come out with the funniest video on the planet and it'll do okay, but like if some fucked up shit makes enough white people feel bad, my numbers are gonna go up exponentially. My coffee donations are gonna go up exponentially, and I fucking hate that because it's just like it feels like blood money. Almost.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it that I have never put into my brain. Holy heck.
Yeah, it's like more people are interested in following Black trauma than Black joy.
Yeah. And that's even represented in the media. Think about all the films that are centered on Black people in the past at least 20 years have just been about Black trauma. And I'm very much over that. It wasn't like that in the early 90s, and then for some reason we found out that's the best way to monetize and highlight Black people was through our trauma, and that's just such bullshit.
I mean, it really does suck. And the thing is, there are different angles that you can take from that. Like, there are some people that are just like, you know what? Good. Pay us for the bullshit that we have to go through. And then there are some people that are just like, oh, this feels icky, it's blood money. And the thing is, like, nobody's right.
Yep. Isn't that the problem too, though? There's nothing correct in all of this.
Yeah, it's just fucky. It's just fucked up. And like, I was going through it real bad with the George Floyd thing, because like I had gone from like 700 followers to like 2,000, like boom. And it's just like, what do you do with that?
Yep. That is a big chunk.
I've resolved personally the way I'm trying to get through it, and I bring all that up to just come back to the hate rate, which is people may have joined because of the fucked up shit, but I'm gonna try and use the platform in a way where it's positive, where we teach these people like there's more to Black people than just feeling bad about what people do to us.
Yeah. We have so many more stories to talk about and to share.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we're funny as shit, yo.
Yeah.
You should be following for the jokes.
Here for it. 1000%.
Like, but yeah, this hate raid stuff. I'm very glad to see that people are going to get sued.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of really amazing to see how people respond to it when it's happening to them, because it kind of shows you just how ready PLC creators are to have someone come at them like this,
to handle it.
Yeah. And,
the community, how they rallied together too, has been absolutely beautiful, because we just know what to do.
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's
sucks,
just like,
but like,
I feel like a lot of the top tier streamers, a lot of the top tier like white cis het streamers would not be able to kind of handle the consistent wave of hate, and that brings me a little bit of joy. It's just like, you know, it's just like, yo, it's just this is who we are. We're used to it. We're built for it tough.
Yeah.
You know?
Boo. But yep.
So I take that. I take that as a positive from all this.
Yeah. No, there's always strength and growth, unfortunately.
So
Endurance and
that
stamina.
brings me to my next question, which is, being a part of like a popular stream like the Broadswords. I can't imagine you guys have had the run that you've had without experiencing at least some level of fuckery.
So, hear me out. No. Nothing.
Really?
And I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
The
Podcasting is also
broadswords?
kind of like its own
Nothing.
microcosm, I've noticed as well. Too.
It's the weirdest thing, though, because a lot of people in our space that we've worked closely with have received a lot of shit. I, as Zelda, have, but never as the broadswords. And it's so wild to me. It almost feels like, I don't know if there's just somebody like snatching all the shit away and hiding it, but like nothing.
That's incredible.
Isn't that wild? It feels like an anomaly.
That
Anomaly.
That does not seem normal. Like, and that kudos to y'all. I don't know how you did it, but I feel like whenever there is a fem-led or a non-binary led or a POC led project, there are just people out there in the wings ready to just eat.
Stab, yeah.
This is it for white cis het straight men. Where's our representation?
Ugh. Oh gosh.
So I'm like, kudos, because I worried about that. Like, you ever see a project and you're like, oh, that's an awesome project. Those poor souls.
Often.
Like, that's how I look at the Motherlands crew.
Oh my god, yes. And we've seen some of the shit that they've dealt with. Like, they've had to put out
their Kickstarter was bad.
Oh gosh.
Kickstarter needs to give them some moderation tools for comment sections, because people backing at $1 to post a shitty comment and then taking back their pledge is
not okay.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, Kickstarter's not set up to keep anybody safe. Ever.
I mean, none of these platforms are really, like...
Yeah, the problem is that safety's always an afterthought for these platforms.
And it's usually, like, only when it benefits them publicly.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Okay, here's an unpopular opinion, but, like... I kinda sympathize with them a little bit. A little bit! Now, hear me out.
Okay.
If I'm building something like a YouTube or something, I'm not building it with the forefront thought of, like, there are gonna be racist assholes out there. Like, I'm, and I get how that's ignorant and how that, these platform builders should have gone about it, but, like, you don't build around assholes. You build around your average user. And the problem is, you need to build around assholes. You gotta build with the thought process that somebody...
They are the most common denominator on a platform, are those, like, assholes.
Yeah.
The jerks.
Yeah.
The trolls. So you
it's
have to account for that.
It's a goddamn shame. Like, because they're ruining shit for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, they really are. And it's just... I mean, and the thing is, like... One of the things I'm noticing is that TTRPG is getting huge. Like, in a big way. Quick, fast, in a hurry.
There's starting to be money. We are the lowest monetary industry, but we're getting... Like, go ahead. I'm just really excited that, like, the magpie...
Absolutely, go ahead. I'm just saying... The only thing I'm saying is just, like... And the reason that it's getting so popular, to me, is that things outside are so bad. So bad that just being able to spend 4 hours with another person, whether it's remote or in person, and you get to be whoever you want to be, and you don't have to worry about your bills, you don't have to worry about, like, being
any of your current stresses.
Like, that's magic in a time like this. And the thing is, a lot of the people that were scared to try this are now being emboldened because there are more and more people that look, speak, believe the way that they do.
Yes.
And the old guard can't gatekeep hard enough or fast enough to stop this wave. They're trying, but
Oh my God,
work.
are they ever? There was a document that went around recently, and it was categorizing tabletop companies like Evil Hat.
Green, yellow,
Ah! That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So like, yeah, the old guard is slowly being kicked out, but god damn, it was interesting. And it was nice to see that all the publishers and games that I participate in were in the bad side. The green side, I think. The coloring was weird.
Yeah. And what makes me laugh about that is like, with that list, they have basically no options, nowhere to go.
No.
It's just like, yeah, this company's too woke. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna play?
Ridiculous. Oh.
And what made me laugh is a lot of the companies that were on there, they're good to go list. They're one of us list. They immediately came out and went, no, fuck these guys.
They aren't.
So
I
even
saw a
the
couple
people
of
that
that.
they think are on their side realizes that, let's be honest, the old guard can't win because they can't outspend us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Even if these companies don't believe what we believe, our dollar is stronger than a racist dollar.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, how is get woke, go broke actually working out for the people that are shitting on woke culture?
Right.
And I mean, and they're missing out. And the other thing that pisses them off, and I love this, every time I get casted on a show, or every time I get to like represent a brand or anything like that, I realize that what pisses them off the most is that, and this is my favorite thought. So please, if you ever feel down, really think about this.
Okay.
When D&D first came out with the Satanic Panic and all that good stuff, they were able to gatekeep and mainly make it old grognards who had it.
Yep.
And when they had full control of D&D, the best that they could do was a cartoon.
Yes.
Let's keep it real. The
Okay,
best
that's
that they
so
were
true.
able to do was to get a cartoon made.
Yep.
The second PLCs in the queer community came in and took over, we've got actual plays that are making lots of money.
Yes.
We've got a cartoon that was funded by breaking Kickstarter records.
Oh my god, that community
and
with
then bought by Amazon. You've got a D&D movie being made and all sorts of junk, and it's just like
Benedict Cumberbatch. Ooh, yeah.
you got Benedict Cumberbatch doing like 5-minute YouTube videos. That is the power of PLC and the queer community coming in, putting a new surge of energy in a hobby that left in the hands of old grognards was just kind of there.
That really makes me happy to hear, like, especially when you put it into that context. That, like,
Well, like, think of how bad it was doing in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, TSR got bought out.
I mean,
yeah, okay, no, that's still legit.
I mean, like, and the funny thing is that this keeps happening. Like, let's take a look at Marvel. Marvel was on the edge of going bankrupt, right? Then they come out with a couple of good movies, making the property more accessible.
Yep,
So
like
you've
Iron
got
Man.
all these people who've been curious about comic books, but never really been able to get into it, because if you're femme and you go into a comic book shop, you're going to get harassed. But, you know, now there are digital comic books out. There are these movies that are just like, you know, Iron Man 101. And as soon as that happens, it becomes the biggest thing on the planet. It's kind of
I
like
that.
if gatekeepers get the fuck out of the way, things that they like improve tenfold. Who'd have
Uh,
thought?
I really like that. I mean, you know, femme and like the like women consist of like 50% of the population, if not more. So like imagine excluding them for years. Years. It's just it's unnecessary and it's so frustrating.
Unnecessary and it doesn't work.
No, no.
It
Time and
doesn't
time
work.
again, it
Like
has
some
proven
of the
to not
best
work.
comic book writers out today are women.
Gail Simone, I think, is that
Oh my god.
her name?
And
Yeah.
it's just I don't understand why anybody who loves their hobby would want to keep people out of it. Like
Toxic
it doesn't make
masculinity?
any sense.
I don't know, reinforcing those masculine stereotypes. This is only for men, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I actually came the anniversary for Critical Miss's first actual play session, because that's how it started. Is I ran D&D sessions out of a pub in my city,
I love that.
and the 3-year anniversary, God, it's been 3 years, happened 2 days ago.
Nice.
And it all started because I posted a tweet that said, like, it was one of the local big influencers in the city was like, what makes you special? Why should people follow you? And I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, because I talked way too much about Dungeons and Dragons, but I want to start something for like femmes and gender marginalized people in my city who want to learn how to play D&D but don't know where to start and don't want to deal with the game stores. Because Sentry Box is the biggest freaking games store in Western North America.
Okay,
never mind
damn.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been in there and I've had like shitty experiences, so
Yeah.
let's get away from that. And they posted it on their Facebook, and that's where the hate came from, because why am I excluding men?
Oh my god.
Why?
Ugh.
Why am I gatekeeping? Aren't you just as bad?
That's so gross. No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Like, that's the thing, is like for every comment that was like that, there was like 5 women that would hop in and be like, no, this is what I've experienced. Like, this is what's happened to me. This is what's happened to me. Like, these things have like are pervasive in this hobby. Let us have a space.
Please. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. That's just it's ridiculous, but it's so real, you know? Ugh.
I had no idea Full Metal Alchemist was written by a woman. That's awesome.
Me neither. I just read that. I really love that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I feel like we just need to take a step back and realize how limiting gatekeeping is.
Yeah.
If you just fundamentally look at it, there's only so much you can do. If you say that this space is a guy only space, but not gay guys though, because we're uncomfortable with that. It's just like you know, I don't know how I feel about blacks. I don't know how I feel about it's just like the talent pool that your hobby can have
So narrow.
goes from this to like this.
What was the question that Sharif got asked when he was?
Oh, is this gonna be a black game?
Is this gonna be a black game?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Oh my gosh. Okay, are y'all familiar with Call of Cthulhu Harlem Unbound?
I haven't. Not familiar with Harlem, but
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu, yes.
Okay. It's just it's a setting, I think, in Call of Cthulhu. I read it a little bit and I've always wanted to run it. It's fantastic. But I understand when it was being kickstarted, there were people that didn't want to back it because they didn't want to play as black people. And it's like, what? Do you know what role playing is? Also, what? What? Just do what you want. What?
Like
And-
my whole deal is this. It's just like you do realize that in Wizards of the Coast lore, that tieflings are only supposed to be like 2 colors, right? But that doesn't stop everybody from making tieflings like whatever freaking color they want.
Turtles are only
Purple?
supposed to live to 40.
Huh.
So it's just
I do what I
like,
want.
you can change the aesthetic of something and still have fun in it.
Mhm.
The key, like, I hate arguing with people who argue in bad faith
Yes.
because it's the most annoying thing ever to watch a human being use so much of their brain power to miss the point when the point is so obvious, which
right
is
there.
I don't want to play a black person.
Mhm.
Good. I don't want a white person playing a black person. To
Right?
play a white person, but
Just play
it's
yourself.
Harlem Unbound, and the cover has black people on it. Well, be a white guy. Just roll
It's a
your stats.
tabletop game. Yep.
It's just this, but
Simple
the
as
game
that.
doesn't want me to do that. Where does it say that?
Yep.
It doesn't. Then play the fucking game as a white guy.
Exactly.
Like,
And just like, yeah. So it's outrageous, and I'll never ever forget that.
I mean, it's just I am just very glad that this space is becoming open and accessible and openly flushing out bad influences. That's another
Yes.
point that's very, very important. There are people out here who have built a platform, who have clout, who have power, and have abused it, and having them publicly lambasted. You know
Mhm.
what? I'm for it. And if you say, well, that's cancel culture,
I think
you
that's
know what?
consequences.
I don't think putting a snake in a snake pen and removing it from a household where there are innocent people is cancel culture. I think that that's protecting everybody in the house because there's a snake that has already bitten people and you don't want them to bite anybody else.
Yeah.
If the snake goes, well, I'm sorry, I bit somebody, and I'm gonna take some time away from social media to reflect on my biting people, and I'm going to seek therapy to figure out like why I have the desire to bite people, and I'm gonna do everything I can not to do the snake stuff that I've been doing. It's just like, you know what? That's great. I hope you come back a chameleon. But until then, I'm gonna treat you like a snake. You already bit people.
Yep. No, that's legit. I just see it as consequences. You know,
Yeah.
you need to
Oh
face
my
the
God.
consequences of your absolutely shitty actions. If people are going to come out, and as you said, lambast you for all of your shit, put it out, air it out. If that's what helps you process as well, and if that's what helps other folks verify that this is in fact an absolute shitty person, then I think it's perfect. You know, it is
Like,
meant to be.
It's just ooh. Like, and I laugh because there's a side of the D&D hobby community that I'm just unfamiliar with. Like, very recently there was apparently a big name YouTuber or something that did a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's just like, it's so consistent, and we keep seeing the same
The cycle, isn't it?
behaviors. And it's
Yeah.
just like,
It's not good. Nobody's
We-
learning. When is it
really
going to
gotta-
end?
We really got to consider who we consider our favorites.
Yeah. You need to do
'cause
your
it's-
research.
it's getting
Look at the people.
exhausting.
It is. It really is.
Isn't it?
So speaking of bad actors, I believe that
Perfect
perfectly.
segue. Perfect transition.
You know, that's why I'm a professional. I make the big bucks.
Oh yeah.
We should get into our That Guy segment. And if you're unfamiliar with That Guy, don't worry, I'll explain it. If you've been in the community long enough, you've probably had the displeasure of sitting at a table with a That Guy. That Guy is somebody who if they were yeeted into the sun, your enjoyment at the table would grow exponentially. This is a black hole of fun at the table. Somebody who doesn't respect boundaries, somebody who doesn't understand that tabletop is a team game and not a competitive sport. So, B, have
Yes.
you sat at a table with a That Guy, and can you tell us about it?
Oh my god, yes. All right, I really have to think about. I have a handful, but I will tell you my most memorably horrible one. Is it was my very first convention in my local-ish area. I think it was like 2 cities away or something, in Kitchener, Ontario. And it was just Victoria and I going as the Broadswords. We were supposed to be judging a D&D competition, which is to say there had been like 20 contestants who ran games of D&D, and eventually it was whittled down to 4 people. And we were like the celebrity judges. Nobody knew us. This was like 2 months after we started our podcast.
Okay.
But anyway, so we basically just had to sit for 4 2-hour games of D&D throughout the day, and we'll pick whichever game was the most fun with the given parameters. At the beginning, we kind of got to choose our groups, but I was not paying attention at all. So I effectively got to join the worst group possible. I had the organizer with me. He took up so much space and spread his legs so wide.
Oh god.
He just kept invading all of my personal space, and there was nothing I could do. And then on my other side was a man who decided he was going to play fantasy Donald Trump. Now, it's the year 2017, 2018. It was just the worst 4 games of my life. He was just shitty. He wanted to build a wall. He wasn't kind to any of the NPCs because he perceived them as immigrants. It was uncomfortable. I had no idea about the X card at this point in my gaming career either, unfortunately. I had no idea about safety tools or any of that shit. And then the very last game we played, the prompt was TPK. I've never had any of my characters killed. And so it was those 2 men, and then I had one old man who was the sweetest old man of my life. He and our characters tried to bond. He was just like an old man living his best life. He fucking hated the 2 other people as well, which is why I knew he was cool. So the very last game, the DM tries to kill us. I think we were fighting like a Tarrasque or something. And Fantasy Donald Trump leaves. He just dimension doors and is like, peace, motherfuckers, I'm gonna go build a wall. And he just left. The old man who was playing the cleric, he sacrificed himself so my character could run away, which was beautiful. And I'm like sitting at the table trying not to cry. And then I tried to run to the other guy, who then decides that he's just gonna go leave, and he had fly or something. So he just fucked off. So I died. And I was very sad. It didn't even feel like a TPK. We were just like picked off one at a time. Fantasy Donald Trump lived the longest. And predictably, his last quote before he died was like Trump 2020. And it was horrible, and I hated him. And it was the most uncomfortable game of my life. So that was 6 hours that I got to spend with those fantastic people.
That was 6 hours?
Mm-hmm. It was great. Whew. And believe it or not, I still play D&D after.
If I could, I would send you a fist bump.
From the heavens.
Yes.
This angle. Down here.
Like down here? Okay, down this direction.
I'm just gonna stay still.
Other way.
This one. There we go. Oh my god, that's fucking terrible.
It was horrible. I feel like I blocked out a lot of like the worst of it because I hated that man. He was awful, and then I couldn't even be comfortable in my own space because I had the organizer breathing down my neck.
The guy taking up the space that was Fantasy Donald Trump.
No, those were 2 different people, thankfully. Mr. took up all my personal space. He was also writing me weird notes the whole time. Not incredibly inappropriate, just borderline inappropriate, just wanting to talk to me, but like he was just like writing me little love notes and passing them to me in the middle of the game. And I was too uncomfortable and passive in my life and in myself at that time that I was just like, oh yeah, I'll respond. and then I would wait half the game before I answered. It was horrible. And,
Oh my god.
I got to judge, but it was so hard to judge the games because I played this beautiful little gnome or dwarf. He was they were a death cleric. They ended up being a he him because nobody respected my pronouns at that time either. It was just a struggle.
Oh my god.
It was a struggle.
That's one of the things that if I had the money to invest in an idea, one of the things that I would love to do is to make safety tool trading cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like the character art and the player of your favorite actual play, and it would be like with an X on it,
I
or
love
an
that.
O or an N on it.
Yep.
And so you could collect from your favorite actual plays, and like, you know, it would be
Oh
like
my
a fun
God.
collection, as
That's a
well
beautiful
as
dream.
as something you can utilize.
You need to do this. Can you do this like now?
I've been thinking about it for some time because it's just like
That's incredible.
we've got enough actual plays that people are invested in, and like trading cards are something that's cheap and easy.
Yeah.
And a lot of these actual plays have good character art and everything. So you get a picture of your favorite player, you get a picture of your favorite character, and you get them, and like, you know, like I want the you know, Phaedra X, you know, like, or I want the Phaedra O or the Phaedra N. It's just like you get to collect, and you can have like character sets or actual play sets. Like I want all of the critical role safety tools. Like give me the XNO for all of Jester, XNO for all of Ford.
Like,
You know,
that would sell like
I kind of want to make collecting safety tools fun.
a thing. Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like with something like that, I just want people to feel cool having safety tools, because I like, one of the things that sucks about the safety belt is that it was ever called the safety belt. Like, it's not cool to put on your safety belt.
No.
Even though put on your goddamn safety belt. But like, if the safety belt, like, I don't know, if you could like put a collectible on it, then it makes it a
or
little
if it
bit
lit
more
up or
appealing.
something. Yes.
So yeah,
No, that's
I don't know.
legit. That's a
We'll
fantastic way to
workshop
market it as well. Legit, like, that is something that is very doable. Between the people that you've worked with, like Kobold Press would jump on that immediately. If all they have to do is provide the art, like give you the rights to the art for some of their shows, done.
I mean,
like,
it's also great promotional material. Like, put on when the show is, and just hand them out at cons. It's just
Yeah.
Like a little 3-pack of cards.
yeah.
Here's your XNOs from Into the Southlands.
ah, it also makes your shows that much more memorable and tangible for the viewers, because it's something interactive. Like, it's, if they have something physical too, and we can give them like PDF copies as well. Make it digital. You can upload that to Roll20 and set that up as your X and O cards there. Like,
I mean, and so it's just like, oh, sweet, you hit me with the O, but it's like an O I've never seen before. I kind of want to pick up that O, or like, that's a cool looking dude. Like,
who
you
was
know,
that character
what
from?
show is that from?
Oh my god! Wow. Yes.
Stupid ideas that I just have running around.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea. It's not stupid.
It is brilliant,
It has value and merit.
and I need you to pursue it. I will be your cheerleader on the side, because that's what friends do.
I mean, the hardest part is to get myself to believe in myself. But anyway,
Hey, you got friends and partners for that.
I do have to say that You're That Guy story is up there. Playing with a fantasy Trump
For
for
6
6 fucking
hours. Like, it makes, remembering it just makes my heart clench a little bit. Like, it was just so uncomfortable. Like, I've never been able to role play less, because he was just an awful human being. He was just disrespectful. He was unkind. He was racist. I don't know if he had any space to be homophobic, but he was very sexist as well. Like, it was just,
He was trying to find out how to be homophobic.
how can I fit this in?
Disrespecting your pronouns is.
Yeah,
Hey, there it is.
there it is.
Yep.
I mean,
Homophobic as shit.
I just that it takes such little work to apologize for misgendering someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I find that most people, if it happens to them and they correct you on it, they're far more gracious if you acknowledge, accept, and improve.
Sorry, they move on.
Exactly. The
Oh,
end.
but nobody likes to be wrong anymore. That sucks.
Ooh. Because you are
Sit in your
attacking
wrongness.
them.
Embrace it.
Yeah, feel how uncomfortable you are. That's a normal feeling, and then move on.
Yeah, I mean, being wrong is the first step to being right. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love
It's
that.
internalizing the parts of yourself that you feel uncomfortable with, and a lot of people don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but how are you gonna like? Okay, another thing that I find with like I've gotten a little bit more successful in this space, and
A little bit, a lot of bit. Go on.
Shut up. But one of the things that I have found is a lot of the times where I've had bad experiences, it's generally because, and I'm trying to put this delicately,
Mm-hmm.
some people feel that they should be where I am without having to do the work. I feel like that's the most common.
I understand that.
I feel like that's the most common issue that I've kind of come up with. But you know, all that to say, we are where we are. We've put in the work. We've gone through like 6 hours of Trump. So we've gone through everything that we need to go through to end up where we are. And I just have to say, I love seeing you grow. I love seeing everything that you do. And this has been an absolute delight.
We
With
touched on a
all
lot of
good
fantastic
things,
topics.
it must come to an end. So, I'm going to give you a chance to say whatever you'd like to say to our audience. Anything, anywhere you'd like us to follow you, any projects you're working on, let us know.
Yeah, well, pretty much the same as always. I'm your busy non-binary B. You can find me on Twitter is @B_Zelda. I'm a podcaster, a member of the Broadswords, a host of Anime Attaché, a player in the Power Play RPG. Check out my Twitter for any other podcast stuff that are coming out. Actually, I think, oh God, I don't remember names. Never mind, ignore me. I literally retweeted something I did like 20 minutes ago. Do I remember what it was? No, but it's coming out, so
Like, you need like post-it notes on your monitor with all your projects.
See,
I
you
really
might have
do.
an NDA and your mind is just scrubbing it for you, so you don't say anything.
oh gosh, I don't think so. But if you do want to look out for some things that I'm doing, I'm trying to dabble in the world of writing. If you want any kind of longevity in the tabletop industry, having something that lasts long, like writing modules in new tabletop games that are coming out. Like I'm going to be writing for some factions, creating a faction, an NPC for Archon. Which is done by Kiana Shaw and Justin something. Yep, can't remember his last name, but that's okay.
Well, it's not Miller, so it's fine.
No. On that note, really quickly about things that are written. You and I got to create an item for Kobold Press a little while ago. I almost really want to get that book when it comes out because I just want to see like the piece of like
what everybody made.
Yeah.
Do you remember the item you made?
Yeah, I made a hair pick of protection.
I made a potion, if I recall correctly, that gave you back one of your once per day abilities, but you couldn't lie for the rest of the day.
Ooh, I love
a zone
that.
of truth spell for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. So like, I think we got art for that too.
Once per day powers, you need to be able to do them more than once. Looking at you, Ace of Mars, with your wings.
Thank you so much for having me here. This was an
Thank you so much
delight.
for coming. I certainly hope this is not the last time that we see you here, because this has been awesome. On that note, we should start to do our okay, I guess I'm going. Oh, fine. I'll do my outro first then. Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as The Noir. Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Please show me some love on Twitch because Twitch is not. Tomorrow I am GMing Into the Southlands for Kobo Press.
Yeah.
With these two lovely people. I'm also doing something. Again, please check out the Darkville channel. We'll be running a game tomorrow morning at around noon Central. On Monday, I'm not doing anything. I don't think. Oh, right. I forgot. We're doing Morning Ritual Live at Gen Con. So if you're at Gen Con, please come check us out. Get your tickets now.
Guest announcements?
Yeah, we could announce the guests. All right. So for Morning Ritual Live, we have 3 guests, and it's quite a guest list. We've got Brito, who's going to be joining us, as well as Latia Jaquise. And on top of that, we've got Sephi. We got Persephoroth.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's an amazing guest list.
I mean, just a powerful guest list.
He's a good lineup.
I'm afraid because all 3 of them have a tendency of roasting me to fill. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in for sure.
So me? Or is there more?
Am I doing?
You're also hosting for Gen Con.
Right, yeah. Every day, every morning and evening for Gen Con, find me and Javion on the Twitch channel. We'll be doing news and reviews, everything that you need to know going on Gen Con. We'll be doing that every day for the convention, and also I will be hosting the Dark Tower panel for Gen Con as well. That was something that's brand new news. So I'm doing a lot of hosting. I don't know why they keep booking me, but I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep being in your face until you like me. Is that how it's done?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's how that works.
You if you're everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's the key. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I've got going on? There is one more announcement, but I can't tell you yet because of NDAs. So I'm just gonna sip my Sunny D while
I do my outros.
My lovely partner does their outros.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anita or Panita or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Misses. You can find me later today over on the Dragonstool Twitch channel, and I will be participating in some kind of battle something. I'm playing a bard. We got our stats. My stats are real stacked. Intelligence is my dump. I'm at a 10 intelligence, a 15, but everything else is at a 19 or 20.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Yeah, we play mini games to determine our stats.
Wow.
It was something. I literally used my charisma to convince them that I had a 20 charisma.
I love that.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can find me over there. You can find me on Kobold Press tomorrow for Into the Southlands. I am not streaming next week because we will be at Gen Con. But if you want to play in a game with me at Gen Con, I am going to be doing some tabletop games for Monty Cook. So check me out over there. I'll be running a couple actual at the table sessions for their team over there. But yeah, that has been me. Thank everybody for stopping by. Our guest, I guess, in 2 weeks. We can announce our guest in 2 weeks. We've got Leland House.
Yep.
Is going to be coming onto the show and chatting with us in 2 weeks.
Don't we have somebody after Leland too?
Yes, we have Shu.
There it is.
Shoe Mason.
Hey.
Shoo! Leland! Check us out. But that's it. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. I'm so sorry.
We're going to do a quick raid over to Roll Together RPG, our streaming partners over there. I've started the raid. But yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by. And B, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.